Hello everyone, welcome back to Intelevo. I'm Roshna here, and in this episode, we are tackling one of the most powerful and essential concepts in programming, that is loops. Think about this, if you need to print numbers from 1 to 100, would you write 100 print statements? Of course not. That is where loops come in. They automate repetition, making code efficient, scalable, and elegant. Today, we will explore two main types of loops, for loops and while loops. We will see how they work, when to use each one, and real world patterns that professional developers rely on every day. Before going into the details, you must understand why do we need for loops. Look at the left side of the screen. This is the problem without loops. We have 5 print statements, each printing an item. If we needed to print 100 items, we would need 100 statements, right? Imagine needing to process a million records. That approach becomes impossible. Now look at the right side. With the loops, we solve the same problem with just 3 lines of code. We define a range from 1 to 6 here, and the loop automatically print each item. If we need 100 items, we just change the range. If we need a million, the code stays the same. This is the essence of loops. They replace repetition with elegance. Instead of writing the same code over and over, we write it once and let the loop handle the iteration. Now we are moving into for loops. A for loop repeats a block of code for each item in a sequence, such as list, string, range, etc. Let me break down the syntax for item in sequence. First we have the keyword for. This tells Python we are starting a loop. Next we have item which is the loop variable. This variable takes on a different value with each iteration. Then we have the keyword in, and finally sequence, which is the collection we are iterating over. Here is a concrete example here. We have a list called numbers containing 10, 20, 30. We write means first in the first iteration we write a loop. We write a loop for numbers in numbers and then print the number. What happens is Python goes through the list one item at a time. In the first iteration, number becomes 10, and in the next iteration the number becomes 20, and so on. For your understanding, I have written the code here in the Jupyter notebook, and when we run it, the output will be like this. You can try it by your own. Now, for loops with a range of function. So, whenever you are using the for loop, you must understand what is this range of function. This is one of the most powerful feature in Python. It generates a sequence of numbers that we can iterate over. Range of has 3 parameters, that is start, stop, and step. The syntax is like this: range of start, stop, step. Let us look at the examples. Range of 5 generates 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Means 0 to 4, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Note, you must notice here that it starts from 0 and stops before 5. The stop value is always exclusive. And range of 1, 6 generates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We explicitly specify where to start and where to stop here. And range of 0 to 10 with the interval 2 means, that is step size 2 means it will generate 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. That is means we increment each with the value 2, step size 2, and here also the end value, that is stop value 10, is exclusive. For example, Let me show you a real code here. So if you want to count from 1 to 10, we have to write for I in range 1 to 11 and then print the I. So when I run this, we can get this output like this. The next code also got run here. That is another example. That is if you want to print from 0 to means if you want the numbers till 20 with the step size 5, you have to give the range 0 to 21 with the step size 5. Then the output will be like this. Here both output come like this. For the first block of code, the output is 1 to 10. This is, and this is the output for the second example. And now the while loop. A while loop repeats as long as a condition is true. It stops when the condition becomes false. So the syntax is simple: while and then give the condition, followed by an intended code of block. Let us compare for and while. For loop is useful when we know how many iterations we need. We have a sequence, we know its length, we iterate exactly that many times. When we speak about while loops are for when we don't know how many iterations we need. We repeat until some condition changes. Here is an example of a for loop. For I in range 3, print I. This runs exactly 3 times. We know it from the start. Now while condition, if you apply while, if you use while loop, we have to initiate it with the count 0 always, and there is a condition we are putting: while count less than 3, print the count. So each step it will be incremented by 1. The count will be initially 0, then count is equal to count plus 1, and it will run till 2 till the condition reach. So the code will be like this. So it will generate 0 up to 2 excluding 3. Less than, we asked it to run till the condition reach the count is less than 3. So count will be 0, 1, 2. Now there are two important functions in a loop, that is break and continue. Sometimes we need to interrupt a loop's normal flow. Python provides two statements for it, that is break and continue. Break exits the loop immediately. As soon as Python encounters break, it stops the loops and continues with the code after the loop. For example, for I in range 5, if I is equal to 3, break and then print I. This will be, the output will be 0, 1, 2. That is immediately after reaching the condition I equal to 3, the loop will break. So continue skips, while talking about continue skips the rest of the current iteration and goes directly to the next one. For example, for I in range 5, if I equal to 2, continue means the output will be like this: 0, 1, 3, 4. It will, when we reach the step like I is equal to 2, it will not iterate, and it will go to the next iteration, that is 3, 4. We skip the means this continue will skip the print statement for when the condition is meeting and jump to the next iteration. Then comes the nested loops. Nested loops are means a loop inside another loops. Inner loops completes entirely for each iteration of the outer loop. When we execute the this nested loops, Let us visualize this with a multiplication table. Hopefully you are all familiar with the multiplication table. Here in this example, for I in range 1 to 4, for j in range 1 to 4, print the multiplication of I and j. That is our task. What happens is the outer loop runs with I equal to 1, 2, 3, and the inner loop, that is j, is also 1, 2, 3. But for each value 5, the inner loop first runs completely, and then only the next outer loop value will come. That is, when I equal to 1, the inner loop runs with j equal to 1, 2, 3. That is 1 to 1 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 2, 1 multiplied by 3. This will be saved, and then I value become 2, and it will run for the j value of 1, 2, 3, and in the next iteration I value becomes 3 and the j value becomes 1, 2, 3. So if there are 3 I values and 3 j values, the total operations will be 9. The simple insight is, if the outer loop runs n times and the inner loops runs m times, total operations will be n into m. That is why in this example it is 3 into 3, 9 operations. Now comes the common loop patterns. That is, professional developers uses certain loop patterns repeatedly. Let me show you 4 essential ones. That is, first one is enumerate to off. If you use, sometimes you need both the index and the value. In such a condition, we use the function enumerate off. For example, here in this code, if we run these 4 items in the enumerate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will give the index position as well as the value. For this kind of operations, we can use the enumerate operation. And another one is the zip operation, zip of list 1, list 2. If you want to operate 2 lists parallelly, you can use for a b in zip list 1 and list 2. It will operate parallelly. And when one list ends, the operation also will get stops. The demonstration code is here. That is like this. There are 2 lists, 1, 2, 3, 4, list 1, and 5, 6, 7, 8 is list 2. It will operate parallelly, like 1 corresponding value 5, 2, 6, like that. And then comes the accumulate pattern. Accumulator means this is like if you want to build up a result, a sum, a count, a combined string like this, you can use this accumulate operation. This is the demonstration code. And another is the conditional iteration. If you want to process only certain items, like this example, for in numbers, if number greater than 10, print number. You iterate through everything, but only process items that meet a condition. When we use this pattern. And here is 2 real world applications. First one I will explain, second one you can try it by yourself. That is, in this there are score of few students like 85, 92, 78, 95 and 88, and total is sum of scores. In this step I input it, and then average, we all know this, total divided by the number of scores. Here the number of scores can get by taking the length of scores. That is, the length of scores is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For score in scores, if score greater than or equal to, print the grade A, otherwise B, like this. This will run. The demonstration is like here. So if the mark is 85, the grade is B, like this the output will get. So you can try it by yourself. The another also a demonstration of real world code. You can try it by yourself, and you can comment, you can communicate it to me if you find any difficulty through comment section. And now what is coming next is, now that you understand loops, we are ready for the next big concept, that is functions. Functions actually let you organize code into reusable blocks. Instead of writing the same logic over and over, you can write it once in a function, then call it whenever you need it. In episode 6, we will cover defining and calling functions, how to create your own functions and use them. I have written the content of this video tutorial as a blog article and published in the inditutorial.com, and the link is in the description box, and also I made it available in the pinned comment. You can find it in the first comment, which is pinned. Anyway, thank you for watching the episode. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe and leave a comment about which loop pattern confused you. If you are meeting any difficulty, or if you have any comment to improve it, I will read each comment and will clarify. So see you in the next episode.